Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I got a top 100 deck coming your way. So first, we'll cover the main board. We'll talk about the sideboard. We'll pull those two together for our best of 3 matches and a how-to. And then additionally, we'll go play some best of 1 and best of 3, and then we'll wrap it all together there at the end. So Planeswalkers, with that said, before we tackle this top 100 deck, I just want to say thank you. As always, I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. Additionally, feel free to support the channel other ways down below in the description by becoming something like a patron, or feel free to hop in the Discord channel to stay up to date as well and hang out. All right, Planeswalkers, so what do we have going on here? Well, we have a top 100 Temur Yorion deck. So this particular deck is by the player Kushiro. So congratulations, Kushiro, on this one. I know we've covered some of your stuff before. Loved your brews, and also that they're very competitive. So Planeswalkers, we'll quickly talk about what Temur is here. So it's the 3 colors coming at us from Tarkir. So we got red, blue, and green, giving us the Temur color makeup, which is mountain, islands, and forests. Now, this is a Yorion deck, but it's also, on top of that, got a adventure / ramp component to it, and then an ultimatum. So there's a lot of different things going on with this deck. We also got Skewed Swarm. So objectively, it's really kind of a mid-range to late game deck, so keep that in mind as you're playing it. Now, quickly, as always, this deck list is available for you down below in the description. Additionally, deck links down below as well. And then as I go through my gameplay, you guys can definitely stay in touch by following my Untapped profile. And then additionally, feel free, I've got the companion app down there for you too. So let's go ahead and talk about this deck here. I'm going to do a quick flyby. If you got questions or comments, please feel free to ask down below. Always happy to do that, and I love looking at these decks in their totality because we are going to break them down, and it's good to know what we have to play with and what we have going on. So I'm going to apply some styles there because I love doing that. All right, so first off, we got Yorion Sky Nomad here. This is our companion. Our constraint is that our starting deck must contain 20 more cards than the minimum deck size. So here we got 80 cards. Yorion's also got flying, but when it comes to enters the battlefield, it's got a blink ability. So we may exile any number of other non-land permanents we control and then return those cards to the beginning, or to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So you got to keep that in mind. Then we got our first modal land here. We got Spike-Filled Hazard. Here deals 1 damage to any target at instant speed. If it would be dealt damage, we can exile it. Otherwise, it can come in as a tapped land. We have good old Essence Scatter here. So this is an instant speed counter spell that counters only creatures. We have Glimpse of Freedom. So this is a really nice card. So this is from Theros. It's got exile. We got to draw a card for 2, or we can exile 5 other cards and draw a card within our graveyard, kind of a thing. We got Into the Royal, so a nice kicker one. So if you guys remember checking out the kicker deck that we've done, the Simic kicker, I believe. This one in particular here, we can kick it for 2, or you can instant speed it for 2 outside without its kicker, and return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was kicked, we get to draw a card. We got Jawari Disruption, a nice modal land again, where we can counter target spell. They can't get out, or they can get out of it if they pay the 1. Otherwise, we can have it enter as a tapped islands here. Then we got Negate. So here is another instant counter spell. Again, another non-creature. Or this one's non-creature, this was creature, sorry. Another counter spell, but focused on non-creatures. Then we got Shatterskull Smashing. Again, another modal here. This was a very powerful one. Obviously, it's mythic. Here it deals X damage to either up to 1 creature, or sorry, 2 targets, creatures or a planeswalker, so it could be one or the other. And at 6 damage for X, it will double that damage. So very, very powerful. Then we have a land as well, and it's kind of like those pain lands. You can enter it, it can come in tapped, or you can pay 3 and take the damage. We got good old Brazen Borrower here. So again, some of this adventure theme going on where we can return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand for 2. Or it's a flash flyer, 3/1, but can't block anything but flyers. Then we have Neutralize, so a very powerful counter spell here, counters any target spell and cycles for 2 as well. Then we have Bone Crusher Giant. So again, playing along that adventure theme. Here we got the stomp for the 2 damage, instant speed, and damage can't be prevented this turn. Or we got a big old 4/3 body that if it does get targeted by a spell or ability, or a spell, it will do 2 damage to that spell's controller. We got good old ramp here with Cultivate. So here's a sorcery spell ramp card where we can search our library for up to 2 basic cards and put one on the battlefield tapped and the other into our hand. Then we can shuffle that library. Now here's what's pretty interesting. So we haven't talked about this one yet. So Omen of the Hunt. So this is flash. When it enters the battlefield, we may search our library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle our library. Or we got the Scry for 2. So really nice deck thinning. Interesting to see this one here. I'm very excited to play this today. Plays well with Scute Swarm. So again, we've played this a few times now, but this creature's got landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control. We're going to be able to create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If we control 6 or more lands, we get to create a copy that's a copy of Scute Swarm instead. We got good old Terror of the Peaks here. So this creature's obviously got flying spells that target it, cost 3 life to cast, and then additionally, and spells our opponents cast, not ours. Not like Bone Crusher, that'd be painful. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under our control, Terror of the Peaks is going to deal damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So very, very powerful card. Then getting towards the tail end here in the higher end of the curve, we have a Shark Typhoon. So again, we can create an XX flying shark for the cycle cost, or whenever we cast a non-creature spell, if this enchantment is in play, we can create an XX blue shark token as well. We got good old Beanstalk Giant. So here's deck thinning with our sorcery adventure here, where we can search our library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, put it on the battlefield so it comes in untapped, actually, and then shuffle our library. And then Beanstalk, if we do get it in for 7, its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands we have. Then we got good old Genesis Ultimatum. So you get this sucker off, you roll the dice, and what happens? We get to look at the top 5 cards of our library. We put any number permanents among them onto the battlefield and the rest into our hand. Then we get to exile this card. Then last but not least, we got good old Ugin Spirit Dragon. So here we get the +2 with Ugin. The Spirit Dragon deals 3 damage to any target. For down X, we can exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. And then lastly, for a down 10, we can gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanents from our hand onto the battlefield. And then here's all the cards as well for the lands. Good old Triomes, Fabled Passage, those things. And then last but not least, that was the main board, so we'll talk about the sideboard here. So first off, we got Glimpse of Freedom. So again, we already covered this. Where would I play this? I'd play this against rogue decks, absolutely. Anything trying to mill you, absolutely. You could play it against Control too if you wanted to, but that's where I would play those. Next, we got Negate, so we have that already. Anything that's control heavy, mid-range to late game, this is going to work well. Other Yorion decks that are playing Esper or Doom or those kinds of things, enchantment decks, those are very powerful. You can also play this against the normal Temur version here, Temur Ultimatum as well. That's a good one. Then we got Clythos, God of Destiny. I would also play this against rogue decks. I play this against mill decks. I like this actually in early, mid, and late game type decks. Just really depends on what you're playing. The ping for 2 is going to be nice, and the ability to kind of lock things down with that is very, very powerful. So keep that in mind. Anytime that your opponent's definitely trying to leverage their own graveyard as well, so these could be Doom decks, Dance of the Manse. This could also be things running Elspeth. Lots of different areas that you can absolutely utilize this. Anyone running a Lurrus deck, things like cycle decks, those kinds of things. This is where you're going to want to play this. And then obviously the Rakdos mid-range. Then we got the Akroan War here. So the Akroan War is a saga. We gain control of target creature for as long as it's on the battlefield until our next turn. Creatures our opponents control attack each combat if able. And then each tapped creature we control on the last one, or each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So very good against, decent against aggro decks, decent against mid-range, big creature decks like Rule Aggro, creature decks like this. It's not a bad one to be playing against, or which is the Obosh one as well. So that's the other kind of Obosh Ultimatum kind of deck to keep in mind. Then we got Ox of Agonis. Here again, decks that are making you discard cards. like Rakdos midrange or any of the rogue decks, those kinds of things. This is a very powerful card for you. I actually like it too, even in probably mid to late game, just in general, because the ability to refill your hands can be very, very powerful for you. Then last but not least, we got Shark Typhoons again. I would probably play this against rogues. I like it in a lot of areas. I like game. I like it against control. I like it against mid-range as well. So keep those things in mind. So very, very powerful here. So Planeswalkers, that was the main board. That was the sideboard. We talked about a lot of stuff. There are so many decks out there. So keep that in mind. You guys can absolutely check out my tier list. You'll see all the stuff, content there. You can go to my website. I got plenty of information there for you too. All right, so Planeswalkers, let's talk about how we would mix the match up for aggro, mid-range, and late game. So first off, aggro, we're going to have to be a little particular. Again, Essence Scatter is going to be good because it's counter target creature spell. Negate's not going to be as powerful, so you may want to get rid of those. I'd probably pop in Clythos. I'd probably pop in a Crone War, like I said. I'd maybe even throw in the Ox Vagonis or Shark Typhoon. Again, just to get some of those things. What would I work on focusing in terms of removal? So first off, I would get rid of anything that doesn't counter creature spells. So Negate's going to be out. I do like these. I may drop Omen of the Hunt. And I may consider... I do like Cultivate. I may consider dropping out like 2 Beanstalks as well on the ramp side, because if we do get to some of these bigger things towards the end, we're going to hit. It's going to hit hard, so we don't really have to worry too much about that. How many lands are we running? We do have a healthy 31. We got a lot of mono lands too, so that could be a consideration as well. So if we go 2, 6, you know, maybe 8, and play around with that, that gives us, like I said, 1. Maybe drop one of those that you're, well, you might want those early actually. Maybe drop 4 of those. So that could give you 5. You could drop Cultivate if you wanted to give you 6. I'd still keep these because this is going to help you. And then maybe 1 or 2 of those. I still like Ugin at the top end just in case. You could always drop 1 Ugin, but those are some situations where you can consider those kinds of things. Plus, if you start cutting those and you're still running Justice Ultimatum and you're running kind of creatures or permanents, you're going to be able to hit hopefully a little bit more versus some of the more control-y side of this deck. So that's aggro. Next, we're going to talk about the mid-range. Mid-range, you're probably going to see a combination of some creatures, obviously, and then non-creature spells. So I'd probably move in the negates. Glimpse of Freedom might not be bad. Clythos might not be bad. The Crone Warrior not going to move in unless they are running a bunch of creatures, so that one could be dead. You could run Ox or Shark Typhoon. So maybe 8 to 10 if you want. And then again, if they aren't running, you could remove the counter target creature spells if you wanted. If they're not running a ton of permanents, you can get rid of Into the Royal as well, so that's 4. We keep Glimpse of Freedom. You're probably going to want to keep the negates. Again, I prefer Cultivate over Omen of the Hunt. The only thing is if you do get Yorion, you're going to hit Omen of the Hunt again. I'd probably drop a couple of those. I like the Flyer still, even if it doesn't have a lot of things to hit. And then again, you're probably going to want to keep this. Beanstalk's going to help you on the more of the mid-range to late game. So what's that give us? 2, 4, could go to 8 there, getting rid of those. In terms of how you want to do that, that's going to be a big one for you. So lots of things that you could play there. We said 8, you could go to 10. You could always cut a land or 2, or even a Beanstalk or 2 if you wanted. Last but not least, the control late game type decks. Here you could play Glimpse of Freedom, potentially Negate. You're probably going to play. You could play Clythos again. Not a Crone War, maybe Ox and maybe Shark. So again, similar style in terms of how we boarded for the mid-range. You're probably going to do something similar. I would probably remove target counter creature spell. I'd probably remove Into the Royal unless they're more of an Esper Doom deck. Then you might want to keep this. Glimpse of Freedom may still work well in some of the late games. You're going to want to keep this. Counter target non-creature spell you're going to want to keep. this will help you. This will help you. You could slow down on the ramp again. So that's always an easy spot. I like Skewed Swarm. Keep it in because you're going to Flood, and that pairs really nicely with Terror of the Peaks. And again, lands or Beanstalk if you wanted to. Again, just my thought. And Ugin's going to be better for you against the Esper decks and Doom decks. Anything running kind of those enchantments. It may hurt yourself, but you got to read the board and you'll figure out how you want to play that. So Planeswalkers. That was the main board. That was the sideboard. We talked about how to sideboard for best of one, or sorry, aggro, mid-range, and late game, and pull that all together. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into some competitive Magic. And then, as always, Planeswalkers, the deck list is available for you down below. Also the links and other ways to support the channel, obviously, in the description. One other call out that I wanted to make is that for those of you that enjoy the deck tech or enjoy kind of the matchmaking, those things, there are timestamps down below. I probably should begin to mention that at the beginning, just so that if you do want to skip around, you guys obviously are welcome to do that. So I always appreciate either way, and I know several of you do that. So all right, let's hop into some competitive Magic here, and we're going to start in best of one, as I always like to. And this deck should hold up fairly well. In best of one. There's the Jund Sacrifice deck. This was a top 25 deck you guys should check out. Pretty sweet. My play on best of three wasn't the best, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. So that is Magic. We are playing today our top 100 Temur Yorion by a nice top player, Kushiro. So let's go ahead and get moving here. Now, Planeswalkers, as always, huge thank you. I appreciate your support. Before we play Aleph 0 here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, you can like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on daily content like this. I'm going to keep this because we do have some counters. We get all the access that we need. So I'm going to try it. And other ways to support the channel in the description by becoming things like a patron, or jumping, I'm going to keep that, or jumping into the Discord channel, hanging out and all those things. All right, so I'm actually going to do this, pay the 3, and get this one off. So here I got the double counters, so we're hanging on to this. Absolutely hanging on. So then next turn what we're going to play is, Fable. We can play Beanstalk, because we're not going to lose anything. So we'll go grab blue. We'll grab a red here. That I will get rid of. We are ramping fast, my friends. Let's view battlefield. We got 2 reds. So here's what we need. Look at that. Right on top, huh? So you need 2 reds, 3 blues, and a green. So we need a blue or a green. View browser and grab blue. That's too bad we lost ultimatum though. So again, hanging on to this. Grab the green. Oh, there was the ultimatum again. Oh, brutal. I'll keep that. So we can get the draw. We'll get a big old baddie here. So let's see how this goes. So if they're running, Last Casket's not going to hit this, not Vanishing Light. That's what I was Would have been nice to have the negate up there. Would have, should have, but we can do this though. We can kick it. Unless they're gonna blow their LC's place bounty here. There we go. Let's go grab our last red. Now, we still have our negate. Oh, there we go. Boom! So, see, keeping all the counters off the top was perfect. We had a great best of one match. This deck can be pretty nasty. Unfortunately, we did beat one of my favorite decks, which is my mono white lifegain deck. Alright, let's go ahead. Well, and I'm saying for this, for Zendikar's Rising. Alright, into our next best of one matchup here. Very, very nice. Very smooth, played well. So that is the benefit of keeping those giants in, obviously, is Dasanui. Dasanui. I've played them before. That is the benefit of keeping the Beanstalk guy here. So this is going to be a little bit trickier one for us. I'm going to try it, because we still got the thinning. We're on the play. I'm going to actually drop this one first. There we go. So we had a double tomato. Alright, so we got a mono black control deck, which may or may not present some problems. I'm actually going to cycle this. I look almost like an Izzet deck right now. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna grab another red. Then we just need a green. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's grab our green. Blue. We can kick for 4 at instant. So next turn we'll get Genesis Ultimatum off. Very exciting. So hopefully we can hit something. Boom, let's roll the dice, my friends. Alright, let's do it. Bam! Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want the land? I will get rid of the land. So we could just drop Beanstalk. We could drop Beanstalk. A few other things. So they don't have, they have 7. They could go all the way. There you go. Ouch, 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 ouch. Good news is, we get another try. we're going to take another crack at this. Oh, but we do get another Genesis Ultimatum. We'll go to the bottom. So they pretty much have to kill us. Put that down. And we'll kick one. I think they got it with the Barons, though. Should have waited. Should have waited a turn. I got a little aggressive there. Oh, that was a misplay. That's a bummer. So if we would have landed Genesis again, which we had a pretty good likelihood of hitting some stuff, now we probably would have been fine, but I got too aggressive on the Royal. So how it goes. All right, was having too much fun rolling the dice. Super, super awesome deck. So we've seen two big pieces to it already. Let's go ahead and play some traditional standard ranked here. So again, there's that Jund Sacrifice deck you guys should check out. Temur Yorion, again, we gotta slow down. It's been the name of the game for me the last like few days, so I apologize. Too excited doing this stuff for you guys. So as always, Planeswalkers, again, appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. Additionally, other ways to support the channel down below in the description. Feel free to hop into the Discord and hang out. The link for the servers down there. And then additionally, feel free to become a patron. Everything being pledged and new signups for this month. And the launch, I have access at a chance at winning some arena sleeves. All right, so first matchup, we'll keep this. Ooh, that was a lucky top deck. I realized after that I didn't have the green, so we'll keep that. They're running control. They are Christian Lozano. Nice play. It's a good thing we got a few things here. So sultai, control, mid-range. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this on the board. Probably not, but we'll just keep playing. Ooh, we did get something on the board then. We are not hitting anything that I'd like to be hitting. I'll play this one. Good old shot. So we should have left something open there. It's just kind of awkward mana hands. We can still do something though. So we can wait on the shark. There we go. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can make a 4/4 flyer. We could kick it too.
Creeping, thieving mirage.
Let's try to kick it. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see how much counterspell magic these guys got. Now, they're probably protecting Ashiok would be my guess. But maybe it's a lot of just kill spells. I don't know. We haven't seen what green gave him yet. There we go. Ooh, even better. Yes. Yes, Jawari. I'll take it. Oh, just give me an ultimatum, please. Yeah, that's close. I'm gonna let him take that off. I don't care about that one. This I want. Okay with that. Ah. Let's grab a green. Blue's fine. Alright. It's gonna be close. Got turn 2 clock here. Now it's more than that. 3 now. Oh, there's my ultimatum. That's then. Let's put that in. Oh, Ugin. So we can check So what we'll do next turn, too, is we will scry on the Omen. Let's see what we can get to. So we actually have lethal next turn. 2. Right now. So they're going to have to draw an answer if they don't have it. Draw. They got 2 shots. Ooh, we'll keep that. Oops, I should have put that back. That was a misplay. Out of reach. And that land is going to make me upset. One damage to any target. Boom! I'm gonna hit you with my 1 spike. Got 1 more chance. Yeah, the spike did it. All right. So, what are we going to do here against this guy? Oof. Oof, oof, oof. So, they didn't really play any creatures. So that's gone. I don't mind 2 more Shark Typhoons. I actually like Clythos in here. I'm going to run Negates. 2 more Negates. Crone War is not going to help. Glimpse Might. And 1 Ox. So that gives me 86. How many lands do I have again? 31. You guys know me. I don't mind skimping on the lands a little bit. Let's drop one of those. 85. Spikefield did get us the win, though. I'm going to drop those because we don't need them for now. Still need our other red sources, though. 3 more that we need to get rid of here. Brazen still helps. Royal still helps. Jawari helps. Negates. Omen's okay. Let's drop 1 Omen. Let's go 2 Omens. A little slower match. Actually, let's keep the Cultivates. I'll go 1 more on the Omens. Alright, let's do it. Let's try this. I like it. Let's see what plays. You know, most of the stuff that they had was like kill creature spells. We gotta be prepared. We gotta be prepared. So we'll see. I'll keep this because I do get at least 2 looks here. Oh, shoot. That's a tough one for me. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of it. I need to get to 3. let's go to the face. There we go. We'll probably counter that, I would expect. Oh. I don't know about that one. Let's see if we can get this off. There we go. Let's grab a blue. Grab a green. Push that guy back. So what's nice here is we have Ox, and we'll be able to reload really nicely. I'm forcing them to make a play, which is why I'm doing this too. So they could kill their own shark. Brazen would fizzle. They could counter Brazen. Then that leaves me open to play my other creature cards too. So we'll see what Christian Lozano does here. Really, really nice deck though. Really enjoying this. We're doing a nice job in terms of the ramp and the gameplay. We've seen almost everything within this deck, which is pretty sweet. We got skewed out for a minute. Uh-oh. There we go. They may have been frustrated and left. But I understand. I can't be mad. This is a tough deck. The Temur Obosh Temur adventure style stuff like this or Ultimatum really is a tough deck to play against for sure. Super fun to pilot though. Takes a little bit of interactions and mechanics, but once you kind of get it down, pretty good. It's fun to play a control deck too, so this is a nice, good matchup for us. So I think my friends, I think we're gonna end up locking it in here, to be honest. So we'll see what we draw next. I'll probably slam Ox of Agonis, put Glimpse of Freedom in. I don't know. Maybe I'll cast the Glimpse first and then save Ox for a turn. But we'll see what the Christian Lozano does here. We'll get rid of that. Claythos early game is just nasty. So I think that's gonna pretty much be it. They're gonna get their third DQ here, Planeswalkers. So unfortunately, we didn't get to quite see how we played out the match, but sat really, really nicely. I think it would have been very hard for our opponent here to come back. And we did have a lot of things that we could do. We had the Glimpse of Freedom for the draw. We had the Ox of Agonis for the refill. We have lots of creature heavy things going on there. And we would be able to get Clythos, God of Destiny, as a nice little 4/5 indestructible creature here pretty quickly as well. But it is 7, so I mean that's 2. There we go, we got it. So there it is, Planeswalkers. We crushed it today. It was almost a clean sweep. If I would have played a little bit less aggressive there for the second best of 1 match against the Mono Black, I think we would have been okay. Because we did have that ultimatum. It would have just took 1 terror and 1 pop right to the face there. So love the deck, you guys. If you got questions, if you got comments, let me know. Another fast one today, which is pretty good. So here's the deck again by Kushiro. So congratulations, Kushiro, again in the top 100 with this bad boy. Very smooth, nice gameplay. We're able to make a lot of things work. The counter heavy up front is nice, gives you a lot of options to kind of make it to that turn 3. Works well. We got enough knockdown power too for the direct damage if we need, and then obviously that ramp to get in a lot of these other things. So we saw the deck in its totality today, Planeswalkers. We talked through the main board. We talked through the sideboard. We talked about how to sideboard. We played some competitive Magic in Diamond there. Both best of 1, best of 3 definitely held up in both. Great matches. A lot of fun. And again, that's really the objective of the deck. So really enjoy this one. I think it's a great deck for people to play. So with that said, if you do have questions, comments, let me know down below. One last time, Planeswalkers, as always, I truly appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. Other ways to support the channel down below in the description as well. Feel free to become a patron. Always appreciate that. Or hop in the Discord channel and hang out. Lastly, as well, before we part ways for today, don't forget, this is a nice, strong variation in terms of the ultimatum decks. Work well in the early game, really control the mid-range game, and then get your big players going here to kind of finalize the match. So that is the Temur Yorion deck here for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. I will see you again soon, so stay tuned. Mythras out, and until next time, take care.